What is this moment worth? This moment right now, this exchange of information, this passing digital encounter, what is its value when there's so much of everything? Sometimes I feel like my very existence, increasingly digitized and automated, is somehow less real and reduced to an abstraction, commodified and constantly being sold. And I'm not saying I'm totally dissatisfied, but there are times that I feel this overwhelming anxiety that there's all this information and nothing is clear and something's been lost, but everything's here. I don't know. What's the question worth anyway? What's the value in what I'm saying? Another day, another datum in this age of information. Every day's a datum in the age of information. Given all the data, I'd say everything is changing. Aim to make a living, this ain't living, this is aging. Hard not to let what you give and get taken. A strange age, a slave to liberation. An age of content, not contented conversation that comments on itself and self-conscious contemplation. Whether anything is bit of imitation, the payment for your participation is the charted aggregation of your name, date and birth, race and gender and location in the integrated matrix of its endless iteration. Just another datum in the age of information. It's the age of information. Name, date of birth, race and gender, save location. Everything's with everything and yet how much you making. It's hard not to let what you give and get taken. Data's what we make when information gets stored. A tablet made of wax, records at the record store. Or a circuit board, a certain form of tiny bits of matter in a binary pattern we call information data. Data, yeah, but what's the data do? Ever since the cave paintings, yabba dabba do. Homo sapiens has saved the information that it knew. And in this age of information, who is saving you? Everything you do and what you view as us say this has been absorbed within, incorporated, saved in the matrices of the interwoven fabric of the framework our data is. We've made our own labyrinth, a modern day dataless. You're implicated, no one is dataless. Your everyday behavior and who you're dating is. Your data is your truth, you're the story it tells. Do the ones who own your data sorta own you as well? Your data is the record of your very existence, and yet may also be the source of someone else's subsistence. Cause yourself and what they sell begin to blur in your vision. You wonder if you should have read their terms and conditions. What if it doesn't have to be this way? What if I can reclaim the data I create, and instead of being subject to the feedback loop of the algorithm's attempt to sell me to myself, I can own my information, own my own data, freely self-determine what parts of me get shared in the informational matrix of which this age is made up. I have value, for I create data. For what if all my data, all this information saved in this data-driven matrix from which nothing is erased, has a value, something I could use in exchange, a wealth of information that is gathered to my name. It's strange, as scientists save lives by my data, and advertising companies commodify my data, and the apps I use all aggregate and quantify my data, then why can't I be the data of my data? The code knows everything about you. May as well know you're the source of the value. You may as well own it, it's your actual wealth. Don't let your phone sell you back to yourself. Well, this is life. You can't save your changes, but you can save your data and use or exchange it. It's you. It's the truth of the way you live. It's your right to choose whom you exchange it with. It's a gift. The singular datum means that which is given. Comes from the Latin. Given that fact, then, it's an exchange of gifts. Data is a matter of relationships. We often talk of economic well-being, but what if true wealth is just well-being? If the data we accumulate is value creation, could we redistribute wealth by exchanging information? Database banks, data wallets, data purses. To regulate the flow of our data, it disperses. Data as a mode of exchange for a purchase. Data sharing knowledge for an advantageous purpose. Cause seeing as I'm blessed and I'm one of a kind, I figure why not make the best of what's already mine? And if it's soon to be the time that it's all run by AI, well, it's I who make the data on which AI relies. It's a time of great change and uncertainty, isn't it? You're trying to make a living, kinda live on the internet, but amidst all this infinite, you actually matter. Your wealth is in yourself if you value your data. But is this what I want? Or is owning my own data essentially a form of owning my own self? A relentless self-commodification, a form of self-enslavement by my own information. If I save my data, can I save my soul? Can I free my mind if I claim my role? In the trade of my own data, data inundates my being. When there's too much information and not enough meaning. Is this really my life, or is this a myth that limits me? I find myself seeking in my search history, which is the reflection in the screen of mine, and which is me writhing in the net of this finite infinity. Hyper-conscious of my every move, every micro-decision in whatever I do. Every millisecond lingered on the content I view. How long before my life itself is content too? And the user gets used and deduces a function of what they did and didn't do to a human reduction, a human data point, to add a coin, a quantification. And what's that mean? I didn't read it, it's too much information. I don't know what's gonna happen. All that's certain is that things are changing. And it's not about endorsing utopian technological optimism, but it's also not about fearing the inevitable future. I'm just trying to open a possibility space of a revolution that's already taking place. Placing value on relationships, an economy of knowledge and exchanging gifts. It's not about the future, there only is the present. The datum of the moment, the gift of this existence. The ever-present matter and the essence that is your present, your data. Love it to bits. The data is the soul of the machine. Put wisdom in it, good intentions, deep meanings. Your life, your story, your dream, and the great source code that connects all things. So as we enter on the age of AI, remember as the ways of automation arise, you're alive. Don't fear change as you live. Exchange and give. Your data, your gift. Every day's a datum in the age of information. Everything is changing and everything is sacred. It may be the way to economic well-being is to value ourselves by just, well-being. Being is relational, it's value creation. The wealth is in the data, let's exchange information.